Hello everyone, I'm Hawk and I am obsessed with makeup. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, excuse this messy clipboard in the background, I'm going to be doing this get ready with me of this look here. If you're interested in this and cool makeup topics, please stick by. I don't get into the topic until late in the video, so please bear with me. It's about how being somebody who's trying to get into the beauty space but not being able to afford new things, and the next new thing without going into debt, how trying to get somewhere in the beauty space really puts this pressure on us to get the next new thing, and that often means going into debt or putting ourselves at risk financially, and I don't think that's okay, and I think we should encourage using what we have. So, that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for the awkwardness, I am awkward, so please bear with me. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next part of the video. So, hello everyone, I'm going to be doing my first get ready with me. I'm a bit nervous about this because I've never done a video of this sort before, so please bear with me. Today I'm thinking of doing a really fun look. Let me find the lipstick that I'm theming this look around. It's somewhere in here. If you hear clinking and stuff of that nature, it's because I'm looking for things or I'm selecting products. I can't soundproof things, nor do I know how to edit out sounds, so please bear with me. I'm theming things around this lip. It's the Glitter Magic by LA Girl. I'm pretty sure these are being discontinued because this was on clearance at Ulta, like on double, triple clearance, I should say. So, but I'm theming something around this look, and I'm thinking, I know it's kind of like a faux pas in the makeup world sometimes to do a bold eye with a bold lip, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do it because it's just fun, you know? Like, it's just having some fun, and what I'm thinking of using is this primer here. It's Cut Crease Canvas. My favorite eye primer, but I'm pretty sure it's been discontinued because, again, I'm broke. I can't afford most normal things. I gotta get things on clearance or on really good sale with the coupon and hope the points system for the store kicks in and helps me out because, yeah, I'm pretty broke. So, just to give you a picture of where I'm at. And that might actually be a partial topic for today's video. If today's video even has a topic, it's mostly just to get ready with me. A very chatty one where I haven't even done my makeup yet. But, yeah, I'm mostly going to be using this, really old. I think they made this to a 5-pan now, so this tells you how old it is. This, Color Icon Quad and Palette. Yeah, it's safe to say I'm mostly using it for this shade, this dark shade in here. Let me get it, if it'll focus. I can't see whether or not it's focused because I don't have my glasses on, and I'm as blind as a bat without my glasses, so this will be very fun. You're watching a get ready with me of a very, 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 bad vision person. Not quite visually impaired, but definitely I have vision issues, so this should be really fun. I'm also going to be using one of these two palettes. This is the Profusion Neon palette, and this is the Profusion Violets palette. It's pretty nice, actually. I used up 2 of the shades pretty well. Woe is my favorite shade in the palette, and I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of it because it is just this creamy, beautiful, just dimensional shimmer, and I really love it. I'm also going to be using this Revolution Bird of Paradise palette. Birds of Paradise palette, they're forever flawless. I know Revolution gets a bad rap for the eyeshadow formula, but I've tried 3 things. I've tried their I Heart Revolution Tasty Avocado. I've tried this, and one of the color books I got it on Marshall's for $4.99, and honestly, it's pretty good. So I don't know what people are saying. Maybe I've just tried really crappy eyeshadows in the past, and so Revolution's suddenly this godsend to me, but I don't know why everyone's complaining with this palette here. Very colorful. Much love. I might use a hint of the mint green from this palette. I got it for $4.99 at Marshall's. So if you've been looking for a palette like that, hit up your local Marshalls. You're definitely not going to be disappointed, hopefully. I wasn't disappointed. I found it there for $4.99, and that's not even with the clearance, and so if yours is on clearance and it's unopened, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Get that palette if you can. If you can. Because I don't want people breaking the bank, and, just, if you have the funds for it, take advantage of it, why not? It's a good palette, I like the color book formula, so, maybe the shimmers are a little lackluster, but the mattes, oh boy, the mattes are pretty good, and I still feel like the shimmers can be built up into something good, so, if you feel me, so, yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough for now. I'm going to get into doing eye primer, and was this thing recording? Yes, it was, so let's get to do. Alright, is this recording? Yes, it is, so let's do some eye primer, again, using the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas here. Didn't even mention the mascara I was going to use, but that's just me. Super forgetful. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing because I have to have a mirror about touching my nose because, again, bad vision. So, please bear with me in my antics. I just do what I do. I just use my finger or one of those, wedge sponges, those old, things that you can get at the Dollar Tree. Honestly, those aren't bad. I don't know why they get a bad rap. I think it's a lot more hygienic to just use one of those. I know it's a bit more wasteful, but it's a bit more hygienic to use those over, a sponge, which I know is hypocritical because I do have, a knockoff beauty blender by Wet n Wild and, Real Techniques, but, I find that, if I don't want to F up my skin a little more, if I'm not wanting to risk it, I tend to just use the little tearaway sponges. Also, it's better because this is a stark white eye primer, and, it just kind of, wow, it's really blending everywhere, but, it's a really stark white, and I don't want that blending into my foundation or concealer quite at that time, which is kind of weird considering I do put white powder under my eyes, but, I don't know what to say. I have my preferences, and that's simply, having eye primer there is simply not my preference, so I hope you understand. Yeah, so what will I start with? Which palette? Wow, this is going to be a really hard decision. I am not prepared at all because, again, I've never done a get ready with me, so yeah, if you hear clinking, cluttering, clinking stuff, it's me looking for brushes. These are my brushes. They might look dirty, I swear they're not. I cleaned them just last night, using some cleanser, because pro tip, like, if you have a cleanser that's kind of irritated your face, but you don't want to, like, throw out the cleanser because you spent your money on it and you want to get your money's worth out of it, use it as a brush cleaner, because it's like a wash off thing. Like, make sure you get all of it out, of course, but, like, you can use it as a brush cleaner or a sponge cleaner, because it's just like, well, if it can take makeup off your face, surely you can get makeup out of this, like, you know? So, I suggest using it as a brush and sponge cleaner, and I'm just gonna use the, darker two, these two purples right here and here. These two purples, if you can see that, yeah, these two. The shade Blissful and Aubergine. I'm taking those two. I'm mixing them. That's just my style when it comes to doing eyeshadow. I like to mix and match and stuff. I tend to use a lot of painting techniques and stuff like that within my eyeshadow because I am originally a painter, watercolor painter mostly. Some acrylic here and there. I don't really like acrylic, which is strange because I have gouache, but, you know, I like gouache but not acrylic because gouache you can kind of blend it. You can reactivate and you can blend it better than you would normal acrylic. So, let's see what I'm going to do next. Let's get a brush from here. I think this brush. Is it dry? Yes, it is. It's this dual-ended brush from, like, an old e.l.f. palette. When they used to have those chunky, like, almost, like, not quite this size, but it's, like, rectangular palette. And it was, like, very bulky, like those palettes. Like, it's from one of those. And I've just kept it because, hey, that's just what I have access to. And I'm going to use. Oh my god, and oh my gosh, this white shade just fell everywhere. And onto my dress. Have fun. And onto my floor. Oh, the joys of makeup. So I'm going to mix this pink shade and this purple shade in the Birds of Paradise palette. The shade Vacay and Adventure. I know, I'm only misreading it because I don't have my glasses on, and I did not know what it said at first. That said something about, like, voyeur, and I was like, what? I was like, no, that's a little weird for a Bird of Paradise palette, but, you know, things you see when you don't have your glasses on. And I'm not about to put my glasses on for reading every shade out, so, yeah, basically it's just like a pink shade, a hot pink shade, and a bright purple shade, like a warm purple shade. I don't know how else to describe them. I'm gonna take a little bit of this pink called, Innocent, blend that stuff out a little more. I'm wondering if I should put in a peach a little. I know I just put in this pink, but maybe I can blend some peach into this look. I don't know. The reason I'm doing pink and purple is because that Fizzy Fuchsia shade, that lip color that I'm going to use is, you know, it's definitely something fun. Maybe this won't be about doing makeup on a budget, but that's originally what the topic today was going to be. But, you know, I get distracted. It's whatever. Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit more of a peachy shade by mixing Two Can Play, Cardinal, and Bouquet here in my eyes. So yeah, I just kind of blend it, so I just mix the shades within the palette by dipping into each one of the shades until I feel it's a color that I'm satisfied with. Pro tip, if you don't have a color within your shade, like if you don't have a good in-between between two shades, and you really want to blend them, provided they're not like on opposite ends of the color wheel, I suggest either using a color that's like a good mediator, because like say you're blending, say a orange to a purple, but it's kind of hard to blend, so I use a pink in between because it has elements of the, or pink or like a pink meaning almost like blending it into like a lilac into the purple, but the pink mixing it with a orange to make a peach, and then blending that into the orange, so you got like an orange to peach to pink to lilac to purple gradient, if that makes sense. That's what I do typically. This look is getting really like really messy, but I like it messy. I'm gonna have to clean it up with a makeup wipe. I know makeup wipes are very frowned upon, but hey, it's what I have access to. Don't judge me, or you can if you want to, but I don't have time to deal with that, so it's whatever. Yeah, I only use makeup wipes really to clean up my makeup. I don't like actively buy them. I just, family members sometimes give me them, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna say no to it because they've already bought it, so I just kind of use it, you know? Oh, I could have used this shade. This, tail feathers. Yeah, if you see me leaning down, it's because I can't see, so I don't understand. I think this is looking alright. Yeah, I like it so far. Definitely. I like it. So, am I going to take a shimmer shade yet, or no? Let's see. Let's see how this looks, this shimmer shade. This is the shade Hot Tropic. It's very similar to Whoa, but it's a bit more warm, I'd say. A bit more pigmented, too. I have to build it up a little with my finger. I like to use my finger with that, just because I feel like it doesn't pick up well with a brush. But it's a really, like, creamy shade. And if I am going to get into, you know, my topic, mostly, my main topic, I'm going to do it later in the video because it's just how it seems like it's going to play out. I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's just what it seems, that's what seems best to me is what I'm trying to say. Oh no, I dropped my brush. But time to get it. Luckily my floor's clean. I'm going to use this thing. I don't know. I don't get, like, how people, I mean, I get it because they get sent a bunch of brushes from brands, but I don't have a bajillion brushes, so I just kind of reuse my brushes, call it gross or whatever, but hey, it's just what I can afford, so sorry, not sorry. I don't know, I just want to enjoy makeup while being on a budget, and I don't have the funds to purchase a bajillion brushes. I don't know what to say. This doesn't have a color, but it's like a mint shade for my color book. There's like a top mint shade. Putting that on my lash line. Not really showing up very well. I can deepen it up, and then it will show up. That's how I roll. I pop that shade down first, if you can see what I'm doing. Like that. Ooh, look at that water. Mixing these two like blue-green shades. I know I'm holding a brush that I'm not using. I should put it down. Ooh, I think I got some shadow on my eye. Or an eyelash. Not a fun time, body. You know, I don't really do that, but you are doing it now, so I'm gonna have to bear with it. And if I seem awkward, well, that's because I am awkward. You might wanna bear with me here, because I'm very awkward. It's just a perk of being me. It's awkwardness. Or a curse, depending on how you look at it, but this is what this looks like so far. I think I like it. I think I like it. It's very bold, very colorful. I like that. In fact, I want this to be a little bit more green, so I'm gonna tap into this lime green, just... Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's like two shades in here that look almost identical. I might have dipped into the wrong one on this other eye here, but it looks about the same, so it doesn't matter. Fine. So what should I use for my inner corner shade? That's the question. I'll probably just use my highlighter when I get down to it, so I'm gonna wait. So let's get into my base. So let's get into my base here. This should be fun, but yeah, I have my spray bottle down here. The reason I have the spray bottle is to get my beauty blender a bit damp without making it sopping wet, if that makes sense, because I don't like a sopping wet beauty blender. I find it just smears around my foundation and it doesn't look good. Also, if you're wondering what happened here, don't pick at your acne. That's all I'm gonna say. But maybe now is a good time to get into the topic of today's video, and that is makeup on a budget. I know, I'll do my eyes first. The reason, actually I forgot to do this. This mascara is the Lash Princess by Essence. It's the False Lash Effect. Got it on sale at, I think, Meyer? Yeah, Meyer. Got the M-Perks on it, so that's nice. Got like it for like maybe $1 or $2, which is pretty nice actually, because then I didn't have to spend the full $5 that I definitely could have spent on something that I actually needed. You know, the wonders of living beyond your means sometimes. Jeez, and this is just ruining my eye look. How fun. I can just dip back into my eyeshadow though, so time to do that. I'm gonna use Woe because it's close enough. Yeah, I don't care enough. I'll try it on brush actually, because the brushes are what I use to clean this up, to blend out. Yeah, I think it's working. There's just like a slight bruising effect, but I don't think it matters. It transfer to my lower lashes, have fun. But, whatever. Not much I can do about that. Yeah, so let's just move my eyeshadow palettes over here. So yeah, let's get into my base, and I like this how it looks on my lashes. I don't wear falsies because lash glue kind of scares me, because a lot of them contain formaldehyde, and that's like really toxic to humans and most animals, and I'm just like, nope, I don't want any pets, but if I were to, I definitely would not want them to be around the formaldehyde. So yeah, hence why I don't use lash glue. Also, I don't want to tear my lashes out, and I think my lashes are pretty good because they curl naturally, so I'm like, and they're pretty long naturally, so I'm just like, all I need is mascara. I'm confident with that. I don't want to do something that would potentially damage my lashes, because, yeah, I just, no. So let's get into my base. I'm using this Para, I got this at Marshall's, this ink. I'm gonna use it to, just mask off that redness a bit. Yep, just to conceal the redness. That's what I use to conceal redness, just to even out my skin tone. I don't like plop it in places I don't need it. I only plop it where I need it, which is usually on blemishes, just to tone down the redness of the blemish. See it tone down? Yeah, it looks like that. Looks like it. I don't see it too easily. You guys can probably see it better than me, but it looks toned down to me. It's pretty gross still, but toned down nonetheless. The rednesses, I should say. I'm gonna use my trusty concealer, and then that's not the right shade. It looks so similar. And C1, the Conceal and Hydrate from Makeup Revolution. I have a lot of Makeup Revolution products, as you might have guessed, mostly because it's just what's sold at my Ulta, and it's sold for pretty affordable prices, so yeah, it's what works, it's what fits my skin tone, because prior to this I had to use Fenty, because I'm the third lightest shade, which is the lightest cool tone shade, so, you know, it's just one of those things. Don't kill me, but I never found that the Fenty, it was the original matte foundation, really suited my skin, in the sense that it was just like the wrong finish, and it just didn't sit well on my skin. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but, you know, it's just what I experienced. And I don't do a full face of foundation, by the way. I just kind of dot concealer, that's my skin tone, and it's like a satin finish, like a satin dewy finish, kind of. I just dot it where I need it. I think that's just all. I know I have a lot of, like, moles and freckles and stuff. Don't mind those. I'm not going to cover those up because, hey, it's just what my mama gave me, so, you know? Yeah, so I just use this e.l.f. brush. It's their foundation blurring brush. It's like a domed brush, and I love to use it for blending in foundation. I just find it gives the best finish to things. It doesn't give streaks or anything like that. It's very affordable, because I found sponges just sopped up the product too much, so, you know, just makes all my imperfections just blur away and make it look like I never had any to begin with, so that's fun. Will I get into my topic? I have no idea. Sorry if I clickbaited you there, but I did not intend that, so please forgive me. If I do get into it, it's about makeup on a budget and how I think And I get it's not the fault of beauty gurus because it's literally their job to review makeup, but I find that it sets this unrealistic like expectation on us that doesn't meet reality to have the next newest thing when that's just not realistic for many beauty consumers. Many of us can't afford the next newest thing because makeup prices are skyrocketing, especially in the drugstore. We can't afford things like we used to, so we just gotta make do with what we have, and I don't think there's any shame in making do with what you have, but, you know, it just puts pressure on us to, like, have the next new thing, and if you're not trendy, you're not gonna look good or whatever, it's not gonna be fun. I don't do it to look good, I just mostly do it to do art on my face, but, you know, it puts this pressure on us that, like, we're not gonna look good, and we're not gonna fit in if we don't have the next newest trendy thing, and it's especially pressure, there's a lot of pressure on people like me who want to make it into the beauty space, because I can't afford the next newest thing. I don't have the privilege to afford the next newest thing. I wish I did, but I simply don't. And no, like, even with the job that I'm gonna run a sticker business here, I still don't have the privilege to really be affording these next newest thing. I gotta invest in my business. I gotta invest in college and stuff like that because I'm a senior in high school, and, like, it's one of those things where it's just, like, I can't reasonably do that. I'm not about to live beyond my means because a lot of my family's in debt. TMI, I know, but a lot of people in my family are in debt. So, it's one of those things where it's just, like, I don't want to also be in debt. I see what that has done, and, not for me. Definitely not for me. So, yeah, if you see the stripes of blush, trust me, it will get better. I use this e.l.f. Small stipple brush to blend things out. It's like a peachy blush. It's not really best for my skin tone, but, you know, that cream blush trend is on trend, and I know I just said don't try to, like, get the next newest product to fit in. I didn't. I simply got this cream blush before it was a trend. It was, like, from Wet n Wild. I don't think they sell it anymore, so that just shows you. But, it's this, this Mega Glow blush, this blush stick, this makeup stick. It's really good. It's in the shade Peach Mums, and I really like it. Definitely not proper for my undertone, but it's whatever. It's definitely whatever. I like a heavy blush, though, so if you're like, whoa, she's wearing way too much blush, well, you're right, I am, but I look fabulous like this, so don't you dare. Don't you dare hate on me for all my blush. Should I go in with bronzer? Nah. But, you know, I just think that, like, it's a bit, like, ridiculous, this pressure. And I get it, like, oh, if you're gonna be in the beauty space, you might want to review the next new thing just to get ahead. But why don't we just use what we have? Oh, I accidentally dipped into the wrong highlighter because it was blended into my thing, and now I have purple there, but I can't that. Hold on. Oops. Because I accidentally dipped in, because I don't have good vision. But, you know, I can have two different highlighters, whatever. That'll look fine. I can make it work. The lipstick I have is a purple reflect to it. It'll look fine, but, you know, what I'm trying to say is, like, basically, like, we shouldn't be pressured to live beyond our means and put ourselves in debt just to, make it somewhere in the beauty space or to feel fabulous, because I feel like, honestly, we should encourage using what you have and making those things work, because that's what many of us have to do. The average consumer who wants to make it somewhere in the beauty space, we have to use what we have, because we don't have the privilege to be buying the next new thing. We don't have the privilege to be reviewing the Dior blush or running out and getting the next Too Faced product that the beauty gurus are, like, saying to buy, or you get the idea. Like, we don't have the privilege or the means to get those products, and so we should simply use what we have or use a cheaper dupe, because honestly, like, it's a bit of a privilege thing when, like, beauty gurus are like, oh, run out and buy this, because, like, many of us don't have that privilege. We can't afford that, even if we wanted to, even with a job. We simply cannot afford it. And so what we're left feeling is kind of, like, crappy, because we're just like, oh, like, am I not good enough? Like, oh, geez, this makeup brush did not dry. I have to rinse this one further. Have fun. Let's put it, yeah. I can use the puff that's in here, so it's no big deal, but, you know, it's one of those things that's just a little frustrating, because I'm just like, we shouldn't have to live beyond our means, and it's a little, like, a privilege thing for beauty gurus, so them to be like, run out and buy this, because it's like, dude, like, I was in a position for the longest time, I couldn't even afford NYX. I couldn't even afford, like, a NYX lipstick. I had to make do with, like, and I don't recommend this is what I did, and it was not dangerous, but, like, it was unsafe. What I did, and I don't recommend this, do not do this at home, but, what I did was, I took a lipstick that was a bit creamier, and I simply, put shimmery eyeshadow from a makeup caboodle, because that's all I could afford. It was a cheap makeup caboodle from Profusion back in the day. It was a Glam Squad or something like that. I'll pop an image of it up, but, I used the shimmers from that, and I packed it on top of my lipstick to, like, you know, set my lipstick, or to make it a different color, the color that I wanted, because I couldn't afford the actual lipstick from, like, the name brands, and I would wipe away the excess around my mouth that I got on my face, and, with a makeup wipe, or not really a makeup wipe, it was just these Meyer baby wipes. I haven't done this in a very long time, but, you know, that's what I would do, because I couldn't afford the NYX. I couldn't afford the Lime Crime when they did colorful things. I couldn't afford the ABH, and I still really can't afford the ABH or the NYX. Not NYX, I can afford NYX, sorry, the Lime Crime. I can't afford the Lime Crime and the ABH, but I can afford NYX now, but, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't have the privilege to be affording the next new product, even though I want to, and, like, there's so much, like, pressure to be like, oh, get this new collab, and I'm like, oh, I want to support my favorite guru, but I can't afford that, and so I have to go get like a knockoff or something. Not like fake makeup. Don't get fake makeup. That can have rat poison. But I'm talking like a dupe from another brand. Like I have to rely on dupe products, or like if not dupe products, I don't usually do that. I don't recommend it. But typically what I'll do, if say if like a beauty guru comes out with a collab and I really want that collab, but I can't support them. What I do typically is just, you know, what I do is I go and I find shades within my own makeup collection that will dupe the shades that the beauty guru came out with in their palette. That's what I do. And I have to make do with what I have because I can't afford that next shiny new thing. I don't know. I keep repeating myself, but I think it's an important thing to know that, like, you shouldn't feel pressure to live beyond your means. And I feel like there is a very high pressure, especially if you want to make it in the beauty space, to live beyond your means and, like, purchase all these products that we can't afford. We can't afford, especially because the prices are skyrocketing. We can't afford the shipping. We can't afford the product even without the shipping. We can't afford it in store. And typically how we get products is that we can actually afford is going to the store, buying the thing on clearance with the coupon, hoping the point system for the store kicks in and take some cents or some dollars off of your product. That product. That's how we do things. At least how I do things. That's how I typically do things. Or I go into Marshalls or like TJ Maxx and hope to God it hasn't been used. And also go into like Ulta and go into that clearance wall and just like very carefully picking something that hasn't been used that I think is interesting. That's what I do. And like typically like these products, if I end up liking them, I can't get them again because they were being discontinued, and that's the only way I can afford them is when they're being discontinued. So yeah, not fun. Next I'm gonna put this lipstick on. I'm probably gonna do that off camera, but you know, I think it's worth noting, and to put things in perspective, a lot of us can't afford this next new thing, so what we do is just get these things when they're on very clearanced and use coupons and use point systems and hope it's enough so that we can actually afford them. And then by that point they're going on clearance, like, because they're being discontinued. So it's just, yeah, it's fun, but that's just the joys of being broke. I mean, and wanting to make it somewhere in the beauty space, but not trying to complain. I'm just trying to say, like, put in perspective, like, where the average consumer wanting to get into the beauty space is at, because I'll admit I'm not even middle class. Like, I am what people would consider poor, but, you know, I do my best to support myself and do what I can to make it somewhere. So I encourage all of you, if you cannot afford things, but you want something, use what you have. Use the products that you have to dupe it. Because, I mean, that's just what you gotta do, because if you can't afford it, you shouldn't be going broke or going into debt or breaking the bank just to get this product so you can review it, because it's just not, it's not reasonable to live a lifestyle like that. It's really harmful. It can put you into a lot of trouble financially, so, like, don't do that. And, you know, like, I suggest finding dupes within your own products. Yeah, that's what I suggest, because that's what I've done, and that's what I find works, and it hasn't put me into debt, so that's what I suggest. I just think the pressure that's put on people going into the beauty space is a bit unreasonable, and it really shows people's privilege, so yeah. That's what the topic was. Enough of my rant. Let's put on this lipstick. So I have applied the lipstick. It's a bit of a messy application, so please bear with me, but I hope you found the topic for today's video interesting. If I can let my hair down now, because I don't need to keep it up for the sake of not getting makeup in it, so, you know, I think this looks alright. If things look a little messy, it's because I have a side shave that's growing out, so, you know, it's just hair things, whatever. The joys of having a side shave. I like a side shave though, so don't think I'm complaining. So this is what I've got. Again, I used some Profusion and Makeup Revolution palettes, as well as a little bit of Wet n Wild, I think. No, I didn't use it, actually. For highlighter, I used this. This is the Makeup Revolution Pro Supreme Highlighter in Ice. I think it's been discontinued, though. For blush, I went more subtle than I usually do with this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick blush in Peach Bums, this shade, yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Let me check my mirror so I can see. Yeah, I like it. I like it. And if you're wondering why I like this lipstick so much, it's like those Ciate glitter flips, which are also being discontinued, much to my chagrin, but, you know, it's just the life of being a broke beauty person, because I want to make it somewhere in the beauty space, but I don't know how I feel about getting the next new thing. I think we should be encouraging using what you have, or like using things within your collection, and like sometimes that means buying and using expired products, because like a lot of my makeup I've accumulated it over the years because I can only afford things on my birthday or on Christmas. That's the only, around Christmas time or my birthday time, that's the only time I could ever afford new makeup in the past. So that's when I buy things. But you know, I'd keep these products because, you know, I'm like, oh, it's such a unique shade, and then when I, like, have used it up, or it's got expired, or something like that, so I go to search for that shade again, and it's been discontinued by that brand, and a bunch of other brands, and when it is available, it's in things you can't afford, so you feel pressured to keep it, and use it just in case you want to use that shade, even though it's expired. And I think it's just, like, one of those things, like, if you want to make a sore in the beauty space, sometimes you gotta use what you have, and just don't use too expired products. Like, if the formula's gone off, don't use it, but, like, you know, oftentimes we have to use things that are expired because that's all we can afford, is the expired product. And yeah, I'm gonna get a better look with my glasses, my dirty glasses, but, yeah, now I can finally see what's going on, so, yeah. Have you been seeing my messy floor the entire time? Oh, jeez. Have fun. That's not my floor there. This messy thing in the background is not my floor. It is my clipboard that has been messy from markers and paint. But, yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Again, this is my eye look. I really like it. Yeah, it's really fun. And, I think I really like the lip with this look. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this topic interesting. So that being said, I'm Hawk, signing out.